Okay, so we're taking a look at 2016 question 1b. A particle is projected vertically upwards with a velocity u. After a time interval of 2t seconds, a second particle is projected vertically upwards from the same point with the same initial velocity, and they're going to meet at a certain height. So one thing's fired up, wait a bit of time, another thing's fired up. Okay, cool. So we said the yellow thing was fired up, then the white thing. So the yellow, show something. Now don't worry about the equation, just that's what you're going to get to at the answer. So u is u. V is, we don't know, minus g for my A. It goes to a height h, and the time it's going to get there is t1. Okay, that's the time it gets there, t1. You could call it t. I wouldn't call it t. It's going to get confusing because they give us something called t in the question. So I would call it t1. This one here. The initial velocity is u. The v is unknown. The A is minus g. The height is still h, and the time that it's going to arrive there is going to be the time that it left minus 2t. So minus this interval, okay, is going to be the time. That's probably the key part of this whole question, is getting this t. Okay, so I'd really make sure you have your head clear on why you did that. Now, let's take a look. We're going to write two equations with the stuff we have. So I'm going to say s equals ut plus a half at squared. I apologize for my terrible stylus. There's not much I can do about it though, so hopefully you can bear with it. ut1 plus, I'll even get rid of that because it's a minus, because it's minus g, minus a half gt1 squared. That's about as far as we can go with that one. Let's do the same over here. And you should hopefully start to see what I'm going for. S equals ut plus a half at squared. That's the general equation. So h equals u times t1 minus 2t. I'll do the same again. Minus a half g t1 minus 2t squared. Okay, so we now have two equations with h. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to let the h's equal each other. So what I should get in my next line is going to be, I'll do it all in blue to show their powers combined. I should get ut1 minus a half gt1 squared equals ut1 minus 2ut minus a half g by this guy. If you're wondering where I got those first bits, oopsie, again, I apologize for the terrible stylus. There's just not much I can do. If you're wondering where I got these two bits, I just expanded this bracket, u by t1 minus 2ut2. So let's just take a look as we go. I think I can almost cancel things. I won't rush here, so I'll take my time. So I will cancel the following ones, just on each side. So this cancels with that. Just give me less writing with this terrible stylish. Minus a half gt1 squared equals minus 2ut minus a half g, and just be careful expanding this brackets. It is two brackets, so it's t1 minus 2t by t1 minus 2t, so it becomes t1 squared minus 4t t1, be careful with that, plus 4t squared. Okay, so minus 1 over 2g t1 squared, oh, I've zoomed in too far, sorry, equals minus 2ut minus a half. Now you, hopefully with more ambition and dreams, can write this out with not a stylus. That is awful. Someday I'll invest in a good one. Do you know what? When I get 10,000 followers, I'll buy the fanciest of styluses. So g t1 minus 2g t squared. Take your time. Don't rush. It is usually here where I'd start making lots of mistakes. Apart from the fact that I have a crappy stylus, I also would just be rushing. Okay, cool. We're almost there. Oopsie doodle. So 0 equals all this stuff. Now, what am I aiming to do here is usually a question I get. So what are we doing? Oh yeah, I'm trying to get T1. If you'll notice back in the question, we don't have any T1 here. When they asked us to show it, there was no T1. So we want to get rid of T1. So to do that, we're going to get T1 on its own. So I'll bring T1 over. It'll become minus, but I'm just going to change them all to positive. So it'll be GT1 equals 2UT plus 2GT squared. I'm going to divide everything by 2. So I'll just do this with a red. They all cancel. And then I'm going to divide by t. So t's all cancel. And I'm going to divide by g. So I'll get left with T1 equals u over g plus t. Hey, I'm almost done. So that's the first part. Now, we need to get, excuse me, now that we know T1 in terms of t, if we take a look here, we can find the height, because we're just going to replace T1, okay, with it in terms of t. So, I'll go back to the original equation. I'll do it here. I'll do it in yellow. So h equals ut 1 plus a half a t1 squared. Okay, let's replace our information now. And again, I can't apologize enough for this awful stylus. U over g, oh my lord, plus t plus a half. Maybe I have to zoom. I think there's like a sweet spot on this device, but unfortunately I just haven't found it yet. So this is minus a half. I do want to say I don't think it's the app. I think it's just my terrible stylus. Okay, cool. We're almost there. That's a H, by the way, at the very beginning. What is that? That's not a H. That looks like something from hell. There we go. Okay, and now we're just going to expand it out. So, this is my 4th time trying with this stylus, by the way, so that's why there appears to be a jump in the video. H equals u squared over g plus ut minus a half g by, make sure to expand these two brackets out, but you should get u squared over g squared. Oops. Plus 2ut over g plus t squared. Again, apologies for the stylus. Try to just listen to what I'm saying as well. You can obviously write nearer than I can. U squared over g plus ut. Now, a half by u squared is going to be u squared, and it'll be over, the g's will cancel, so it'll be minus u squared over 2g. Just be careful there with the 2. A half g by the other side, the g's are going to cancel, the 2's are going to cancel, you just get left with minus ut. And a half g by that is going to be minus gt squared all over 2. So let's just take a look at what we got here. Okay, cool. We've got, we definitely have something cancelling, which is nice. So these guys cancel. And we're getting simpler and simpler and simpler. So let's have a look. H equals, there's quite a bit going on here. So let's also do some other things. Let's all give them the same bottom. So I'm going to do it in blue here. So I'm going to multiply this top and bottom by 2 to make it 2g. I'm going to multiply this top and bottom by g, so this becomes g squared. Now they all have the same bottom, we can just write them on top, so I'll do that. So I'm going to say 2u squared minus u squared minus g squared t squared all over 2g. And then let's just simplify that. H equals 2u squared minus u squared is just u squared minus gt squared all over 2g. And now we just check, what were they asking us to do? Oh hey, u squared minus gt squared all over 2a. Hey presto, I'm done. Now, that's it. And it would have been a hell of a lot easier had I not had the worst stylus in history. I hope that helps.